Hi, welcome to Braitman Studio. This is Andy Braitman. I'm going to go over real quickly. I'll try to do it slowly. We're going to do a mixed black, and the colors I use for the basic mixed black are Utrecht brand oil paint, and I use burnt sienna and an ultramarine blue. And these are two beautiful colors. And the reason I use the burnt sienna, burnt sienna and the ultramarine blue is that they're both translucent colors, and when you mix them together you get a translucent black, and this is my mixed black with those two colors. I pretty much use that or some other mixed black throughout the entire painting. And I'm going to start with equal amounts. Usually the ultramarine blue is slightly more potent than the burnt sienna, and I'm going to start with equal amounts of both of those colors and mix them together. And you notice one of the tricks to mixing the color is holding the knife upside down. This is just a reminder, so that I'm able to scoop the paint up and smush it down. It's a technical term. And round it out, and that's our mixed black. And to check it, what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of white, and I can also look, if you come up closely, you can see the transparency of the color through the glass, and you can see there's neither brown nor blue in it, so that's a pretty good job. And it was just pure luck that it works that way, but given enough practice, it'll work for you just as easily. This is, again, using one's a translucent color and one's an opaque color. The opaque color is Spanish Earth, Williamsburg. It's an earth tone, and it's a beautiful dark plum, kind of a brown purple. And we're gonna mix that, again, with Utrecht's cobalt blue. And I do have another cobalt blue, a Williamsburg cobalt blue that's, maybe twice as expensive. But for the mixed black, I'm not going to use that. So this is the Williamsburg Cobalt Deep. It's a beautiful color, but not for this painting. And then, so I'm going to take the blue, and this time I'm going to mix the red, or the Spanish Earth, into the blue, because the cobalt is a relatively fragile color, whereas the Spanish Earth is a very bold color. And I'm going to mix that red right into that blue until I get as dark a color as I can get that's equal distance from the blue and the brown that they started with. So in this case, you can see I put in just one more spotch of that Spanish Earth, and it got a little too brown, so I'm going to come back with some more cobalt blue, and that's going to get me equal distance from the cobalt blue and the Spanish Earth to that mixed black. Now I want you to see this. I'm going to take that same white and run a little bit of this through it, and you can see I get a gray, but it's a cool gray. And this is just a beautiful tone, and I could, let me just see what happens if I get a little more brown into it. So you should be more in this range, I would think. So it's more of a gray tone. You can see it doesn't quite have the potency of the mixed black that's with the ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, but it's still an absolutely beautiful color, and it's a wonderful way to start your painting. And we're using the Azo Red Deep. It's hard to find, and Van Gogh is the only company I know that makes it. And we're going to mix it with its complement of green. This is Old Holland's Green Umber. So I'm going to take the green umber and squeeze it out. And take the Azo Red Deep and squeeze it out. Now the color, the pigmentation of that Azo Red Deep is every bit as pure as the pigmentation in the cadmium Red Deep, but it's made with a less opaque chemical. That's why it's called Azo Red Deep, and so it's not as strong as a cadmium, and that green umber is not a real strong green either. So they're about equal strength, and I'm going to mix this mixed black that's, again, equal distance from both the red and the green, and that's about it. I could do a little more, but I think that's pretty close. And I'll run that white through there so you can just see the color. And I think I still might have a little too much red in there, so I'm going to put a little more green in. There we go. And again, this is a beautiful color. It's a beautiful way to start a painting. You've got this, you can see as I mix it up, it's got this just beautiful tones. And this is, when you compare and contrast that to the Spanish Earth and the cobalt blue, that's another complement. This is cool. This is equally cool. It just has a different tone to it, and that's again in comparison with the mixed black with a burnt sienna, and the ultramarine blue. And we're going to try one more in just a second. It's the last mixed black we'll go through today. And I actually learned this when I was in college, so that's how long ago that was. And this is going to be a combination of Viridian and alizarin crimson. And again, these are both translucent colors. They're both very cool though. Alizarin crimson's got some blue in it. It makes another beautiful mixed black. Look how beautifully dark that black is. Just beautiful. We'll take a little bit of that white so you can see the color again. And you can see it's another really handsome gray. So we're going to recap this real quickly. So we've got these different mixed blacks, and each one of them is good for a different start of the painting. Particularly if you like a cool start so you can put worms on top of it, or cool so you can stay analogous inside that painting palette. The first one was the ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. That makes this beautiful black, although it is translucent. The second one is the cobalt blue and the Spanish earth, and that makes another beautifully dark color, kind of a deep plum. And then the last one, the next one was the Azo Red Deep and the green umber. That again makes it beautifully cool dark. And the last and final one was the alizarin crimson and Viridian. Thank you very much.